Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to your channel, Amy Ahmed, for Learning English. Some of my students have asked me to make a video for all tenses, a video that's gathering all the tenses in English grammar. We have three kinds of tenses, my dears: present tenses, past tenses, and future tenses. Present tenses, we have four present tenses in English language: present simple tense, present continuous tense, present perfect simple tense, and the present perfect continuous tense. When you are studying any tense, please try to focus on the form and the usage. These are very important points. The form and the usage. The form, we must focus on 3 points when we are studying a tense or learning a new tense: affirmative or positive form, negative form, and interrogative form. So when we are learning any language, any new tense in any language, we focus on the form and the usage. Affirmative form, negative form, and the interrogative form. The positive form, like for example in the present simple, let's start with the basic tense here, the present simple tense. What is the affirmative form of the present simple tense? With he, she, or it, we add s or es or ies to the verb. With I, you, we, and they, we use the infinitive form of the verb. How do we make negative? We use don't or doesn't. How do we make a question? We use do or does as a helping verb. Fine. That's number 1, the form. Number 2, the usage. I mean, when do we use the tense? When do we use the present simple tense? When do we use it? As you remember, we said before, we use the present simple tense to talk about habits, daily routine, facts, general truth. What else? Do you remember? Yeah, permanent states, timetables. Remember this? Timetables. So we use the present simple tense to talk about facts, habits, timetables, and permanent states. If you want a further explanation of the present simple, you will find other videos in our channel talking about each tense of these tenses in detail. If you have any further questions about anything, please write them in the comments. Number 2 here, as you can see, the present continuous tense and the present perfect simple tense, present perfect continuous tense. And here are some examples just for you to remember the tense. In past simple tense, we have the past tenses. So here we talked about the present tenses. Here we talk about the past tenses. We have the past simple tense, the past continuous tense, the past perfect simple tense, and the past perfect continuous tense, and when to use it. Don't forget form and usage. Form and usage. Future tenses. The future tenses, part number 3, we have future simple tense, future continuous tense, and the future perfect simple tense, future perfect continuous tense. Okay? And here are some slides to talk about each tense in detail. And you will find further videos in our channels, earlier videos in the channel, talking about the present simple tense in detail, just in case you don't remember it. The present continuous tense, here is the form, the positive form, the negative form, and the interrogative form. The present perfect tense, as you can see, have or has plus pp, the affirmative form, the negative form, and the interrogative form. Have and has plus PP or present past participle. Here the present perfect continuous tense have or has been plus gerund. Have or has been plus gerund. Of course, to make negative we use haven't or hasn't. We add not. And here is the usage of the present perfect continuous tense as I told you. Now we move to the past tenses. The past simple tense, as you can see, we have regular verbs and irregular verbs. Regular verbs, we add d or ed or ied at the end of the verb. But some verbs are irregular, so we must study them, like go, went, do, did, see, so, and so on. This is the affirmative form of the past simple. The negative, we use didn't plus infinitive. We use didn't with all verbs, regular or irregular. But how do you make a question in the past simple tense? We use did as a helping verb. We use did as a helping verb. Past continuous tense. Past continuous tense. In any continuous tense, we must use verb to be. Continuous means verb to be. In the past continuous tense, we use was or were plus gerund. Was or were plus gerund. In the negative, we add not, so it's wasn't or weren't. And in the question, we use was or were as a helping verb. Past perfect tense. Perfect means verb to have. Listen guys, we said continuous means verb to be. So when I say any continuous tense, we must have verb to be in the form. But when I'm saying any perfect tense, we must have verb to have in the form. So continuous means verb to be, perfect means verb to have. Please pay attention. Continuous means verb to be, perfect means verb to have. Past perfect tense, had plus PP. The negative is hadn't plus PP, and when we make a question, we use had as a helping verb. Past perfect continuous tense. Here, guys, we have both. Past perfect, which means verb to have, continuous, which means verb to be. So in the form here, we have both verb to have and verb to be. Verb to have and verb to be. Verb to have in the past, which is had, and we said after have or had or has, we have PP. So what's the PP from verb to be? Yep, been. And after any continuous, after any verb to be, we have gerund. Thank you. Thank you. So had been plus gerund. They had been playing tennis. They had been studying for 6 hours yesterday. So here guys, in the past perfect continuous tense, the form is had been plus gerund. The negative, we add not to had, so it's hadn't been. And then when we make a question, we use had as a helping verb. Now we are done with the present tenses, the 4 present tenses and the 4 past tenses. We move to the future tenses. Future simple tense. Future simple tense, we use will or shall plus infinitive. Will or shall plus infinitive. When do we use will? Actually, guys, will has many uses, like predictions for the future without evidence. Prediction, you are predicting something in the future, like I say, it will rain tomorrow. Are you sure? No, I'm not. I'm just predicting. It will rain tomorrow. I will travel to London next week. I'm just predicting. I have no evidence here. Number 1, so prediction. We use it to make offers, requests, promises, threats, and of course we use it with future facts. Future facts, like when I say, Omar is 10 years old. Next year, He will be 11 years old. Yeah, that's a fact. And in the negative form, as I told you, we focus on the negative form too. We add not. We add not. And when we make a question, we use will as a helping verb. Future continuous tense. As we said, continuous means verb to be. Continuous means what, guys? It means verb to be. In the future continuous tense, use will, be plus ing. Again, use what? Will, be plus didn't. Like, I will be studying English tomorrow at 6 o'clock. So, tomorrow at 6, I will be studying. Tomorrow at 6, I will be studying. So, how do we make negative? We use not, and to make a question, we use will as a helping verb. Is this clear to now? I hope so. So, the future perfect tense, as we said, perfect means, who can tell me? Say it out loud. Perfect means verb to have. Excellent. So we must have verb to have here. What is the form of the future perfect tense? Will have plus PP or past participle. He will have done it by this evening. He will have done it. How do we make negative? Yeah, we add not to will. So, he will not have done it by this evening. He will not have done it by this evening. How do we make a question? We use will as a helping verb. So, by this, guys, we have ended our presentation today for learning English, learning or reviewing all the tenses in the English grammar. Hope you benefit from this video. If you like it, please like. Don't forget to like it in the page and subscribe the channel. If you have any comments, please send me in the comments and write your comments. If you have any questions, please write them in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe the channel. See you in another video, and if you need further explanation concerning any tense, you will find them in the video in the channel. Thank you so much. See you later and goodbye.